Hey, everybody, what is going on? I'm the host, Coach Cruz. I'm Brad, for those of you that are new to the channel. And anyway, thanks for joining us today. Zoe, come on up here. Everybody wants to see you. Come on. As you see, I got little Zoe here with me, and we got a big bowl of treats here for her. And for those of you that are familiar with the program, you know that we coax Zoe into getting some treats here with super chats and things like that. So you see, she is very anxious for some of those treats. But anyway, I didn't have a specific topic that I wanted to hit on. So we're going to hit on a bunch of things cruising with a lot of would you rather questions. And while I'm on the topic of not having a specific topic, I wanted to throw it out to everybody, some potential topics that you might be interested in hearing about on future shows. Sometimes you get that creative block and like, what's my topic going to be today? And kind of had that one today, but I did come up with what I felt were a few really good would you rather questions. And I know it seems like we really get engaged in the comments when we do those. So as I mentioned, some of you, well, and speaking of some of you, why don't we just say hello to everybody? Seg was the first one in today. Congrats on that. Congrats on that first Seg. And right after Seg, we had Ted. And then Michael is back. Good to see you again, Michael. Justin is here. Good to see you as always, Justin. Justin, almost after when I release just about any video, Justin's one of the first to say hi and what's going on. So appreciate that, Justin. And then we got Frankie Floyd back once again. Great to see you again, as always, Frankie. Carnival Cruise Addicts, great to see you as always again. And Carnival Cruise Addicts is one of the two people that had super chats that are carrying over from last week, and we'll let you know which ones those are in just a second here. And as Carnival Cruise Addicts pointed out, that is Zoe on my left, and Nick is back. Good to see you, Nick. We have Ken also. Bless Nettie is here. Jimbo from Memphis is here. Dig the name. And Brad H., our resident comedian, is here. So tell us your latest joke, Brad. No, Brad always has. And for those of you that are on Coach Cruz Facebook, anytime we post something, Brad usually has a zinger to go in there. So we have the same first name, but he's a little better with comedy than I am. And look at that, Frankie is first. He has a tradition of being first with the super chats, and now we have 3 people carry into the super chats this week, and it's a great transition. But let me write Frankie's name down here first so I don't forget. And DC Brother is here as well. So Frankie, let's see, $3 super sticker. So you are 28 through 30. And so people, for those of you that are new to the channel, if you're wondering why is he 28 through 30, what's that mean? So what we do with the super chats and super stickers is once we reach 100 in super chats and super stickers, we do a drawing. And this is my traditional t-shirt here. This one is in blue, but we have 4 different colors. And on the back, that's what you got. That's the design on the back. Just can't get away from a good time. And so that is one of the t-shirts you can win. We also have purple, we have black, we have lime, and we have yellow currently. And we have a gray and a new style. That is an option for you too. Rick won last week, and I was waiting for Rick to contact me via Messenger. Hopefully he joins today. But he won the shirt last week, and I have his shirt sitting on my table. I just need the address, Rick. If you are out there, if you haven't joined yet, or you watch this on replay, make sure you hit me up on Messenger. It's Brad Dowling on Messenger. There's the same big bald guy in my profile picture next to Anita. And I did ask Anita again, because a couple of you have asked, where's Anita? She isn't in the house. She's just not, she's, camera shy, as many of you know. But I did say, hey, why don't you make an appearance? So maybe she'll pop in and just say hello. I'm not sure, but maybe. So yeah, anyway, Shane was 1 through 5 on last week's carryover super chats. Carnival Cruise Addicts was 6 through 25. Then we had Shane again, numbers 26 and 27. And Frankie just started us off today, number 28 through 30. Now, what I have here, I have a big bowl of different variety treats. This is the big one that she wants. I put 3 of these in the bowl, but I also have some favorite chicken jerky. And so anyway, anytime somebody does a $10 super chat, Zoe thanks you with a big high five or 3 or 4. And then we give her that treat that you have gotten for her. And then she goes and enjoys that. And then if somebody is so kind, if you do a $15 or more super chat, you get me a shot. Now, before I do this shot, which is Smoke Wagon, I get a little less than half the bottle there. I start off with a double, and the first one gets the double, and that goes into my mug here, which right now is alcohol free. I'm hoping to add some alcohol to it. It does have some Coke Zero into it. So that's how we do the super chats. All right. So let's get into some fun would you rathers. And I wrote these down today. And you know what? I might go from 10 to 1 because I like the first one that I put down the most. You may not like it as much, but we're going to do this. And we got Mandy. Mandy is here too. And North Shore Travelers, Eric from North Shore Travelers. And Eric from North Shore Travelers just let me know that he is going on Royal. Now, he is a Carnival cruiser too for the most part, but he got a good deal. I can't talk, and I haven't even started drinking yet. He got a good deal on a Royal cruise, and so he's taken advantage of that, and is going to go check that out. So interested to see how that will turn out down the road here. Mandy, hey, coach, from the Atlanta Braves game. Oh, look at that. Okay. It's almost playoff time, too. The Cubs are playing. They're in a rain delay right now because it's raining here in Chicago, but they got a super big series. They got 12 games left, and they are tied for the final playoff spot. Unlike Mandy's Atlanta Braves there. Well, I don't know if you're a Braves fan or a Phillies fan, Mandy. Which one is it? Yeah, both those teams are going to be in the playoffs. And look at that. Carnival Cruise Addicts is taking care of Zoe and me at the same time. So let's get Zoe up here first. Come on up here. Come on. All right. And we are going to high five. You were super excited for this, aren't you? I'm going to high five for Carnival Cruise Addicts and another high five and another high five. And you will go down and enjoy that. And thank you once again, Carnival Cruise Addicts. I'm going to take the lid off of this, pop the top, and we're going to pour this double shot in here. Stir it up a little bit. Shake it up a little bit, I should say. And we are going to enjoy that. Joanne is also here. Thank you once again for that. Carnival Cruise Addicts. And let me write you down here. So Carnival Cruise Addicts, you are 31 through 45. And hopefully we can give away another shirt today. But thanks so much, Frankie and Carnival Cruise Addicts, for getting us started tonight. And Jason is here. Jason Cool. And I think I got everybody. Let me just scroll up because I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Mandy, enjoy the game. I don't know if you can even hear me. It might be loud there, but enjoy the game. And I hope your team wins. I don't know whether it's the Braves or the Phillies, but hope they win. And look at this. We got Bruce jumping in from Ocean to Ocean Travel. Cindy and I hope you all are having a fantastic Tuesday. Well, thank you for that, Bruce. And I want to put that back up there. Carnival Cruise Addicts, thank you again for that. And yes, I do need to drink up. Let me stir this up here a little bit. It's mostly still on the top. I didn't stir it very well. I felt like I just took a shot in that first drink. All right. Well, thank you again. I'm going to have to keep shaking that up. There wasn't much room at the top for the alcohol. All right. Let's would you rather. Okay. Now this first one I think you'll like. All right. This is a tough one. Now, I'm going to start off with the Hawaiian Islands. And Glenn, hello. you have your choice. You have your choice here. And I'm very interested to see right now, there's at least 22 of you online. I'm very interested to see how this will be split. You get your choice of cruising the Hawaiian Islands for 10 days. You'll probably spend about 2 days at each island, and then go to another island, spend a couple days on a cruise ship. So when you come back at night, you'll be getting on the cruise ship. So that's amazing, right? Look at that. We got Bruce from ocean to ocean. And then your second choice is a Mediterranean cruise, 10-day Mediterranean cruise. You'll be hitting Italy, Greece, Spain, and France. Those, and then, I don't know how many different ports in there, but Rome for sure. Maybe some Sicily. I don't know. But some form of Mediterranean cruise or cruising the Hawaiian Islands, each of them 10 days. Which is your choice? Hawaiian Island cruise or a Mediterranean cruise? Let's see it in the comments. And Bruce, thanks so much for that. You took care of Sadie, my dear Sadie. For those of you that don't know, we still accidentally call Zoe Sadie sometime, because we still have Sadie in our hearts and minds. But Bruce, thank you for this, my friend. And we are on to the regular shots here. And then Zoe is owed another treat, and she's still enjoying that one from Carnival Cruise Addicts. And we're going to check out the results here of the Hawaiian and Mediterranean would you rather question. All right. So what is it going to be? And look at that. We got the Naughty Cruiser travel vlogs here. I've mentioned a couple times now, did a podcast with them and Josh from the Moonlight Adventures. So if you haven't checked out that podcast, that was a fun podcast. And Naughty, if you want to share that in the comments, by all means, throw that in there. All right, Brad H says a strong preference for the Mediterranean. Ali D, Mediterranean. So that's 2. That's 3 for the Mediterranean. Naughty Cruiser, Mediterranean all day. Okay, so 4. And then Hawaii's making a comeback. We got Jimbo 4-1. Seg 4-2. Liz 4-3. Joanne puts Mediterranean 5-3. And Michael says Mediterranean 6-3. Okay, so of 9 votes that I counted, we got 6 for Mediterranean, 3 for Hawaiian. I did think Mediterranean would win that, but you couldn't blame anybody for picking Hawaii because, Hawaii is just, it's Hawaii. It's amazing. It's awesome in every way. But the Mediterranean, between the history and the beauty, I can't fault anybody. North Shore Traveler says Mediterranean as well. All right. Let's get on to our next would you rather. Oh, come on up here because Bruce got you. You know what? Let's change it up here. We'll get you a big old piece of chicken jerky. And this one's from Bruce and Cindy from Ocean to Ocean Travel. And another high five for them. All right. So go enjoy that. And thank you again for that, Bruce. And let's get you down here. By the way, I didn't give you your numbers. So, Bruce, you are 46 through 65, and we are only 35 away from that next shirt drawing. All right. Next, would you rather? Well, actually, this is a question. I think most of you here are Carnival cruisers. All right. Now, this might not be a question for everybody, but for those of you that can answer this question, please do. Because the only thing I've really had, no, I take that back. I've had a donut with bacon on it from the, Java Blue Cafe or the Ocean Cafe. They're called different names, but it's the coffee shop on the Carnival cruises, right? But they have some decadent looking desserts that they sell. They sell cookies, they sell chocolate covered strawberries, they sell cupcakes. They sell these fancy donuts, and then they sell cake and like strawberry cake and things like that. So is the dessert from the cafe worth it? So, they're charging you, let's say for a slice of cake, I want to say it's about $4.50 maybe, or $5 for a slice of cake, but it looks amazing. I mean, the cakes up in the Lido deck, they look amazing, but they don't taste amazing. And that is my question for those of you that have actually purchased like cake or desserts from the coffee shop, the cafe. I'm thinking that those desserts have to be much better in taste and quality. So for those of you that have purchased desserts from there, what desserts have you purchased, and have they been amazing, or have they just been they're all right, but maybe not worth the $5? So anybody that's done that, throw that in the comments and help the rest of us out that have looked at those desserts and said, I got to get one of these, and then we don't do it for whatever reason. Yeah, come on. All right. We got Zoe back up here. Okay. Brad H says they sure look delicious, but I was able to take a pass last time. And Brad, you know what? That's the same for me. I go past the maple bacon donut. You know what? Yeah. Okay, so you've had that. That's the one thing I've had, Naughty. And I mean, it was good, but I don't know. Mine maybe been overcooked just a little too much. Like it was a little dry, the dough. But I'm glad yours was amazing. Frankie Floyd says always wanted to try them. So there's this cake that I've seen that seems to be very popular. Like it starts off as a full cake when they first bring it out, and then by the end of the night, there's like 3 slices. The white cake with the strawberries all on the top of it and stuff. That's the one that I want to try. I'm curious if anybody has tried that piece of cake. The Naughty Cruiser, okay, says mine was fresh out of the kitchen. That's probably why. All right. So I'm curious, anybody eat that cake? They are way better at Java Blue. Okay. So the Naughty Cruiser's been there and eaten those desserts. I don't see anybody else saying they've eaten desserts. So I guess that one's still a mystery. All right, let's move on. Here's the question. Would you risk flying? Now, some of you drive to your cruise destination. I understand this. But if you had to fly, in other words, you booked a cruise for somewhere you had to fly to. Okay. And let's say the flight costs were so expensive, but you could fly the morning of for a third of the price. Would you risk flying in the morning of your cruise? Would you risk flying in the morning of your cruise to save almost 70% off the cost of a very expensive airline ticket? Would you risk flying in the morning of your cruise? Most cruisers will tell you they fly in the day before, or they stay the night before to make sure that nothing bad happens, no flight delay, no flight cancellation, anything like that. So would you risk flying in the morning of to potentially miss your cruise if something goes wrong with your flight, but you're going to save 65, 70% off the cost of your ticket because you go the day before? They're crazy, crazy expensive. All right. So Jason is saying no way. Oh, okay. I'm going to go back to you in a second, Ollie. The Naughty Cruiser says no, always the day before for the States and 2 to 3 days before for international. Okay. So there's an experienced cruiser right there. He's giving you international news. Carnival Cruise Addict says nope. Bless Nutty says in that case, yes. Okay. So Bless Nutty is going to take a risk for saving that money. Ollie D says nope, never. Nope, exclamation point. Naughty Cruiser Travel Vlogs, that's 70% savings is not worth the 100% stress, but that's why I have trip insurance. Okay, and then we have Sandra here. Hi, y'all, and she says no way. Seg 183, we have done it before. Very nerve-wracking. Okay, Michael G says I have done it, but wouldn't do it again. Way too close for comfort. Frankie Floyd says, living in Florida, I can't see us flying anytime soon. Okay, fair enough. North Shore Travelers, too much stress. especially flying from Minnesota in the winter. All right, so that one was almost a clean sweep. We did have a couple people, getting that money savings. Let's throw Michael's comment up here. He says, I've done it, but wouldn't do it again. Way too close for comfort. And I've almost missed the flight because basically, well, I shared this with you on one of my vlogs. And when was it? I think it was April. It was April, and we were going on the horizon, and there was really bad thunderstorm in Chicago. Had the ticket booked, paid for. We were supposed to get down to Miami that night, and the flight got so delayed because of the weather that we missed our connection in Nashville. And then the airline was going to rebook us for a flight, and it wasn't going to get us there until like 6 o'clock the next day. And I'm like, no. My cruise leaves at such and such a time. This isn't going to work. So I ended up at the last minute buying a airline ticket. It cost me $500 to go from Nashville to Miami. And it was the last seat on the plane. And thank God I did it. And we ended up getting there, obviously, but it cost an extra $500. It wasn't, like our fault. We had the ticket booked and everything, but because of the cancellation and everything, and that's going a day early. Imagine, if you did that the day of the cruise, you're just done. Forget it. Game over. So I mean, that's the trouble. We went trying to get there a day early. So yeah, I agree. Yeah. Joanne says Zoe is waiting, and I'm holding her off with little tiny treats, Joanne, but so she's not back here completely starving, but she is scratching the heck out of my arm just the way Sadie used to do. All right. Joanne says, did it once, and the flight was delayed for 3 hours out of JFK due to weather, and we were running at 2:30 to the ship. Never again, all caps. Look at that. So those of you that are new cruisers, learn from some of these veteran cruisers here. Get there a day early. Don't, cause yourself the stress. I mean, unless you're saving potentially a couple $1,000. If you're traveling with a family of 4 and you could save, I don't know, close to $2,000 or something like that. It might be worth the risk if you have travel insurance, but just know that it is a big risk. Brad H says, I've flown in day of only twice since the 80s. Nothing bad happened, but stress level was 10 plus. All right. So this was a good one. Okay, day before is best. Yep, Seg, I think everybody agrees on that. All right, let's go to the next one, but that was a good one. Oh, okay, this is a different would you rather. All right, now those of you, we know the Carnival Jubilee, and again, apologies to those of you out here that aren't primarily Carnival. I think most of the people that follow me, since I'm primarily a Carnival cruiser, also are Carnival cruisers. But the Carnival Jubilee is coming out, so that's a brand new ship. Some of you have not been on the Carnival Celebration, or maybe even the Mardi Gras, which is their next newest ships. So here's the question: would you, if the costs are the same, it's going to cost you to go on 2 cruises on new ships you haven't been on? Okay, 2 ships you look at and you're like, oh, I want to go on that ship. You can go on 2 cruises. Or you can go on 3 cruises of ships you've already been on. All right, so you're going to lose a cruise, but for the same price, you get an extra cruise on ships you've already been on. Are you going to take the 2 cruises on the new ship, or get that extra cruise with the savings and money? And so that's your question. So put in the comments 2 new or 3 old. 2 new or 3 old. So that in the comments, put the 2 new ships or the 3 old. All right. Frankie says 3. Seg says 3. Ted says I'm on 3. Ken says 3. Tony, 2 cruises, please. He wants the new fancy ships with all the new stuff. And hello, Tony, by the way. I don't think I've said hello yet. Brad H, 3 is better than 2. Carnival Cruise Addicts, 3. The Naughty Cruiser Travel Vlogs. I'm taking the 2 on the new ship. Ocean to Ocean Travel. Bruce and is saying 2. He's going for the new ones too. T-Boat on the go, 3 old. All right. Jason, dang, that's hard since I'm only 2 cruises in on the same ship. Well, I'm glad I'm not, the would you rathers, when I ask a good what would you rather, I love when it's all split up like this. So I'm glad it's a tough question. North Shore Traveler says 2. They want the new one as well. Let's see. You guys are a lot of comments on this one. Michael is saying 2. Glenn, 3 cruises, more cruises. Joanne, 3 old only because not a fan of ships with 6,000 people. Okay, good comment there. Let's throw that up on the screen. Jason, probably 2 for me. Tim is here. What's going on, Tim? We were talking about his Steelers yesterday. Richard, I take 3, but I was taking the 1st, the 30th of October. Okay. Justin, 3. Cheryl, what is going on, Cheryl? Good to see you. Fireball Steve is back from the Fireball Falls. And I hope you all had a fabulous time there. And Yoli is here. Says, hi, Coach. Late night at work, but I'm here. And yeah, we were Andrew and Tim and myself. We were doing a little messaging about your all's Steeler game. And this week we're going to be fighting because for those of you that don't know, I'm a big Raiders fan. And the reason I'm mentioning Tim and Cheryl and Yoli and Andrew's Steelers is because they play each other this week in Las Vegas, the Raiders opening game at home, at least. So that's going to be a grudge game. So may the best team win there. Jimbo says new ships for me. All right. So that was really good. I mean, we started off with a lot of 3s. And you know what? That is a tough question even for me. It really is. I didn't answer that one in my head when I wrote it down. But now that I think about it and I saw some of your comments, I mean, I'm not scheduled to be on the Jubilee at all yet. I mean, I'm booked pretty much through New Year's Eve of next year. And I'm not on the Jubilee at any time through that point. So that hurts my soul a little bit. Now, I may get to be on the Jubilee without actually cruising on her. One of the Carnival executives reached out to me, and I'm hoping the invitation will be extended for me when they do their it's not going to happen before the inaugural because that's right around Christmas time. So they're going to delay like the big, unveiling or whatever you want to call it of the Jubilee, at least to the media and that kind of thing. So, but I'm hoping when that event happens, I'll still be invited down. That'd be really cool. Let's see. Cheryl says, oh, hello, Zoe, too. Here we go, Steelers. Justin, 3 cruises. Robert, hi here now. Oh, but you know what? We're glad to have you, Robert. Thanks for joining. Justin says, I've been to the Raiders Stadium. Oh, really? Okay, so I didn't know you lived out there, Justin. That's cool. Tim, Zoe treats. Tim's got you some Zoe treats. So let's see here. What do we got? We want to go, Tim, with the chicken jerky, or do we want to go with the little shish kebab thing? She's a big fan of either one. We will wait for your guidance on that. Okay. Can anyone answer a question? I'm looking at the Jubilee, and all I'm seeing is Western Caribbean. Anyone know if they will be doing Eastern? I haven't been checking out their itineraries, but if anybody can help Jimbo out here, if they're doing an Eastern itinerary ever, if you could shoot him a message in the comments, that would be great. The Naughty Cruiser is going to be on the Jubilee. New Year's, awesome. I will be on the Celebration, and I'm not disappointed with that, but I would love to check out the Jubilee. I know Yoli and Andrew are going to be on the Celebration with me. High five. All right, let's see what Tim said. What's he? Oh, he wants to give you the chicken. So, well, I tore off a little piece of your chicken, and then you get the big. So, high five for Tim and Cheryl. You're still chewing, I know, but high five, multitask. Another high five. Oh, you got the other paw. Okay, and a fourth paw. There you go. So, thank you, Tim and Cheryl, for that. Let's see. Chicken. Okay. Oh no, I went to the Raiders Stadium for my mom's birthday. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. That's a beautiful stadium, by the way. They really did that right. Richard, I'll be on the Elation, starting with the small ships, work my way up. Hey, I mean, just get me out on the ocean. I'll be happy. And speaking of, that was one thing I wanted to talk about. When do you get your itch for your cruise? Like once we book the cruise, we get excited, right? But depending upon how far out you are, like when does your level of excitement start to really increase? The reason I mention that is I hit 60 days today before my next cruise, which is on the Carnival Celebration for Thanksgiving. So I'm thinking, that once you hit that 60 day and you get below that 60 days, it's like, okay, only 2 months to go and I'm going to be on a cruise. So when do you start, really getting excited? I definitely start getting excited once it's under 2 weeks. Because then that's when you're really, contemplating, okay, I'm going to pack this. You probably got everything planned out as far as what you're going to do excursion wise. And everything just it's just more kind of like, let's go, let's get there. Yoli says, not trying to wish my life away, but I can't wait for the New Year's cruise. I agree with that. I got to get to the Thanksgiving one first. 5 times on Elation. Likes the small ships. Ted says mine is about 30 days out. Okay. Robert's going to be on the Dream in 3 days. I'm definitely excited. Brad says our next cruise is December 1st. Excitement strongly kicked in literally today. Carnival Cruise Addicts, 30 or less, but I'm always thinking about the next one. Yep. I definitely know how that is. Okay, cool. All right, let's go on to the next Would You Rather. All right, this one has actually come across a couple times, and I guess it depends on the type of person you are. I don't think there's anything wrong with this if you're comfortable, but if you were to go on a cruise by yourself, right? Or somebody said, hey, or if somebody recommended to you, a friend of theirs that was going on a cruise and wanted to share a cabin. All right. The question is, would you share a room with a stranger, based on a decent recommendation? So if somebody said, hey, I know this person, I think you'll like them, they're cool or whatever, and you wanted to go on a cruise, would you go with a stranger, to cut the cost in half? Would you share a room with a stranger if you've never done that before? I haven't done that before, so I can't speak to it. Tim says yes. Frankie says yes. Joanne says no. Carnival Cruise Addicts, nope. Jimbo, no. Seg, no. Niles from Travels, no. T-Bode was a little more emphatic on their no. I don't even want to share with my friends or family. Okay. Tony G, that's kind of funny. I got to put that one on the screen. All right. Tony G says, I won't even share with my friends or family. Yeah. Cruise Life TV, hello. Thanks for joining us. Ted says, just couldn't do it. Ali D, no. Jason, no. Okay, a lot of no's. Cruise Life TV, not a chance. Robert Estes, absolutely. I always cruise solo, but would gladly share. Okay, so we do have a couple of yeses. I know that's a little daring. Joanne says, guys don't care. Women don't like that. Naughty Cruiser travel vlogs. Yes, that's a hard pass for me. I figured most people would be no, but I was glad to see we got a couple people that, are a little bit daring, I mean, if it's on a recommendation, of somebody that you trust, I would think that maybe you'd be a little bit more willing. But okay. All right. This next one's a funny one. Okay, so don't let anybody get mad at me for this next one. I got to take a drink before I ask this question, and you'll understand why. By the way, for people that are just joining, we are 65 on the super chats. We're only 35 away from giving away that shirt. So if you do a super chat or super sticker, you'll go into the thing. If we hit 35 more before the end of the show, we do that shirt drawing this week. Okay, here's the next would you rather. I'm going to give you a free cruise just for you, right? It's free. Here's the catch, and it's a mighty big catch. It's all nude. An all nude. You've heard about that in the news, not too long ago. There's a group of nudists that booked a ship, and it was a nude cruise. So everybody's walking around naked. Okay. So that is the catch. It is free, but you got to go everywhere you go on the ship. You got to go naked. Okay. That is the deal. But it's free. So how many of you would take a free cruise, but you got to go everywhere? That is the deal. So, all right. I want to see this one. Robert says, I'm in. Let's go. Free spirit. Jimbo says, nope. Seg says, yeah, I'm too bogged, so no. Niles from Travels, not for me. Ken says, no. Fireball Steve, nope. Tim, nope. Ali D, nope. I'm good. Richard says, I'm okay with it. Okay. So we have two that are getting this free cruise. Brad 8 says, free cruise and free luscious Hooters. Oh, hell yeah. Even if I must display my shortcomings. See, there's the comedian. He said he didn't have any jokes tonight either. And we gotta laugh there on that one. Let me put that one on the screen. Seg says big. Oh my goodness. Michael says, I'll do it. All right. We got some courage. We got some courage from some people. Jason says, no, thanks. Cheryl, heck no. Some things just aren't meant to be seen. Naughty Cruiser travel vlogs. Let's go. When we leaving? Okay, look at that. Yoli is hooking us up here. Let me get this on the screen. I have enjoyed this one. What's going on? It's not showing. Oh, there we go. Okay. Zoe, come here. Zoe. Where you at? Look at that. Yoli's hooking you up here. Come on. All right. High five for Yoli. High five for Andrew. High five for the Steelers, except not this week. Okay. There you go. Thank you for that, Yoli. And we have some Smoke Wagon bourbon. I swear, I gotta try to contact a bourbon company and get them to sponsor these bourbons, right? Maybe I can get Buffalo Trace. Wouldn't that be awesome? Because they got a lot of good bourbons. But Yoli, thanks so much. Cheers to your Steelers, except not this week. Appreciate that greatly. And look at that. So we got Yoli. We needed 35 to get to 100. And boom, she hit it. 66 through 100. So we're going to do this drawing before we do the next Would You Rather. And once again, you have your choice of Coach Cruz t-shirt in 4 colors. Just can't get away from a good time. This one is blue. Again, we have yellow, we have lime, we have purple, and we have black in a couple colors. So where's my phone here? All right. So you see up the top there, there's no number or anything. I just hit the button on the side. I say, Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100. And let's go through the numbers again. We have Shane, who has numbers 1 through 5. We have Carnival Cruise Addicts, 6 through 25. Shane again, 26 and 27. Frankie Floyd, who started us off today, is 28 through 30. Carnival Cruise Addicts again, 31 through 45. We have Ocean to Ocean Travel. Bruce is 46 through 65. And then Yoli threw the hammer down there And she is 66 through 100. So let's see who the winner in the next shirt is. And I wish Rick would come in here so I could tell him to send for him to give me his address so I can send him his shirt that he won last week. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 100.
The answer is 92.
92. And look at that. Yoli with that last bid. She wins the shirt. So thank you for that, Yoli, and congratulations. And yeah, just got to let me know the size and the color, and we will get that sent off to you. And once again, thank you for that. All right. Let's see here. Ted says, and we're still up for, if you just joined, this was funny. You get a free cruise, but it's an all nude free cruise. So you got to be naked everywhere. So most of the people are saying no, but I do appreciate you brave souls that were giving the thumbs up and saying, hell yeah, let's go. Let's see. Ted says I would go just to see how many sympathy cards I would get. I like that answer. Yeah, Brad's thing, and I want to pop Brad's thing up there again because that was a funny response. Like I said, Brad is a comedian, and seriously, Brad, you should look into comedy. Like I feel like you would be funnier than some of the stand-up comedians I've seen on Carnival. I'll tell you that, because there's been a couple times I felt like I wasted my 45 minutes. Most of the time they're pretty funny, but there's been a couple that have been bad. Let's see. Lourdes says that cruise would pay me not to take my clothes off. Oh, you're being too hard on yourself there, Lourdes. That's funny, though. Will G is here. What's going on, Will? Robert says, sorry, got to say this. Go Cowboys. The Cowboys are good this year. They're good. I mean, I'm glad I'm not a Cowboy hating person. I'm a Raider fan, so I don't really care about the Cowboys. I mean, I'm just indifferent to them, but they got a good team. Micah Parsons, that dude is the next Lawrence Taylor, or, he's got his baby wheels towards being the next Lawrence Taylor. Tim, I forgot you. How did I forget you? What did I forget, Tim? I'm sorry. Maybe it's let's see here. Yep. Congratulations. Naughty Cruiser says, does size matter? Like, will it be a small ship, or are we talking about the icon of the seas? That's funny. Okay. All right. Well, I don't think we can top this one. As a matter of fact, the next one's going to be kind of lame next to this one. That was funny. I enjoyed that one. That was like one of the best Would You Rathers ever. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Okay. So number 4, we're getting into you gamblers out there. Now, the penny slots, I thought for the longest, because I would play blackjack and craps and things like that. And you could lose quite a bit of money pretty fast playing blackjack or craps, especially depending upon, the wagers and things. So I thought, well, penny slots, well, you're risking pennies. Like, how could you lose that much money? Well, these penny slots are kind of a con in a way, because if you pick the one penny, you're really betting like $1. Like, you don't have the option to play a single penny. At least I don't think you do. So if you pick the one penny option, it's like you're spending $1 a spin. Am I wrong on this, you slot players out there? Now, so I've gone to slot machines and I played slots a little bit more than normal. But like, if it says 1 cent, it's really $1 a spin. If it says 2 cents, it's like $2 a spin. And if it says 3, 4, or 5 cents, it's $3, $4, or $5. And on several of the slot machines, the $3, $4, and $5 spins, those, open you up to winning the mini jackpots and the jackpots and things like that. So, if you have a budget, and you're playing the slots, if somebody gives you, let's say, $200 in fun, well, let's say $100 in fun money, and you have to pick one of those, okay, the 1 and the 2 cents, your money's going to last longer, and maybe you win some money. The 3 cent, 4 cent, and 5 cent, though, gives you eligibility to win the jackpot. So you slot players out there, and I know there's some of you that are big slot players, and you can answer this like in a heartbeat. But which denomination are you going to pick? The top choice is 5 cents a spin or $5 a spin, and or you can go as low as $1 a spin. You got $100 of free play money to spend. What is your choice going to be? But remember, keep in mind the 3, 4, and 5 cent spins are the ones where you have the chance to win a jackpot. Oh, Tim. Oh, Tim. Shoot. You know what, Tim? You are absolutely right. But you know what, Tim? That's a good thing, because what I'm going to do, and actually you're right, you wouldn't have won. So we're going to start you off. Okay, I got you. So Tim, you were going to be 1 through 10 on our next shirt drawing, and I absolutely did. But you're right. Since Yoli was 92 and you were after, or she was after you, and with that 35, then yeah, for sure, you would not have won. Yeah, good. All right. Robert says 5 cents, but normally avoid penny slots. All right. So he's spending $5 a roll, but he's open to that jackpot. Lourdes says I usually play $3, so 3 cents ends up being $3 a spin. Brad, I usually got to go to the penny slots, but use a multiplier to make it 50 to 75 cents. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that. So that's cool. So that's good to know. Nobody else. So no big slot players. Like I said, this was going to be, oh, wait, no, we got a couple maxes. T-Boat on the go says 5. Tim says max. North Shore Traveler says max. Robert Estes 5 cents, but no, okay, yeah. All right, so we have, most people are saying, you know, at least the $3 thing to get you eligible for the jackpot. All right, let's go on to the next one, because T-Boat says my luckiest is 750 bet on a 10-cent denim. I don't even know what that means, but I'm not a big slot player, but I mean, you slot players probably know what it means. Cruise Life TV says max. Okay. All right. So let's go on to the next one. Now, this is for you table players. Now, I do know this one, but, well, I'm not going to tell you my answer because I want to see your answer first. They say, always split aces and eights. Is that true? When you're playing blackjack, do you always split eights? And the example I'm going to give, even against a 10. Okay, so you have 16 out in front of you, 2 eights, and you're going up against a 10. And you got a good hefty bet out there. Are you going to split those eights every time regardless? Or are you going to say, you know, I mean, if they got 20 and I get 2 10s, that's 18 and 18. That means I lose double the money. Okay, so do you always split eights, or does it depend? Well, Naughty, I know you're not doubling down. Well, you mean split. I think Naughty means split, because I know you're not doubling down on 16. So I'm assuming you're saying split it, so you got double the money out there. Let's see. Yes, a Carnival Cruise Addict says yes, split every time. They're not worried about a 10 card or a face card showing. Naughty Cruiser says always split and cover the side bet. Yoli says I do not. Richard says split it, double down, double the money. Frankie says I've pulled on $100 pull. Oh, okay. Wow, $100 a pull. Well, that's, yeah, okay. And then Tim says never have. You've never split eights, Tim? I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. So the question right now, and I know there's some of you are back on the slot poll question, but would you always split eights? We've had several people say always, but then Tim said never have, so he's never split eights. So you know that's a strategy. It's like I say, some of the experts say you should always split aces and eights. I don't think I think most times I've split eights. I would say probably 90% of the time I've split eights. But there's 10% of the time, just by the way the table's been going and things where, oh, so Tim, well, you must not play a lot because, yeah, you definitely could split eights. And Frankie's saying no on the split, at least no on against a 10. T-Bode says depends on how much I'm up or down. That's a good answer. Carnival Cruise Addicts, I won't sit at your table at 10. Yeah. Okay, so Carnival Cruise Addicts sounds like they're they're at that high limits table. They want everybody to play by the book. So yeah, and I know, sometimes when people are there just like, they got 14 or something and the dealer's showing a 6 and they're like hit and everybody's looking at them like, what? The dealer's got a 6, why are you hitting a 14? And then they get like a 24 and then the dealer flips their card over. Sure enough, they have a 16 and they would have got a 26, but because that person hit on a 14, now they get like a 20 or 21 and everybody's just like, so I know how that goes too. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. We're down to the last two. Would you rathers? Now, this one, we're going around the casino now. I took you to the slots, then I took you to blackjack. Now I'm taking you to the roulette wheel. And let me have another drink here. Carnival Cruise Addicts, I think, was responsible for what was poured into this cup. There is some Coke mixed in there, I promise. $100 single bet. It's a fun chip. It's a $100 bet. If you win, you get, whatever you win on that $100 plus the $100 back. If you lose, well, you just lost your fun chip. So you get a single bet though. Now, here are your choices. You can bet on black. You can bet on red. You can bet on green. That is the 0 and the 00. So you get big money if that green one hits. You can bet on the odds. So you get a combination of red and black, but it has to be an odd number. Or you can bet on the evens. Again, you get a combination of red and black, but it has to be an even number. So of those 5 choices, where are you going to put your $100 free play chip? Where Richard is the first to answer. He says red. He's putting $100 on red. Tim is putting his $100 on even numbers. Robert says red. So we got 2 for red, 1 for even. The Naughty Cruiser Travel Vlogs is going for the big odds. So the 0 and the 00, I believe. Cruise Life is red. Yoli says red 34. Well, 34 wasn't an option, so we'll just say red. But if you do put that $100 chip on 34, I think that's 35 to 1 odds, right? So you'd win $3,500 for that one bet. I think that's how it works. Frankie Floyd says 1 on the red this month. Good. Carnival Cruise Addict says the odds. Oh, I'm sorry. No, odds. You guys are saying even and odds. Yeah. When we said odds, I was thinking like the big odds to win big money, like the 0 and 00. Okay, so even and odds. All right, so we got some even, we got some odds. There's our first black. Ted is the first black player. He's going with the house on that one, apparently, because we got a lot of people betting red. T-Boat on the go big or go home with free play. Going green. T-Boat's going for, I think that's what, like 17 to 1 or something. So he's going to go for 1,700 for one spin. He's throwing his free chip out there on the green, trying to win big right out of the gate. All right, so that's cool. That was a fun one. All right, now this is the one that I wrote down. This is the first one that I wrote down. Naughty Cruiser says I play streets a lot, and if I lose, double till I win. Yeah, the only problem with that is, I've seen like there was one time I saw, I was at the roulette table and it was like black. And it was like black 4 times in a row. And I'm like, well, it's got to be red. It's been black 4 times in a row. And so I kept putting money on red. And then when I put my last dollar out there on red, it had been like 13 times black straight in a row. And once my last dollar was gone, of course, what's the next time, the next spin? It's a red. After it cleaned me out, then the next one is a red. So yeah, I don't know. You got to have a pretty thick bankroll to pull that off. All right, now here's one that is interesting to me, especially if you are a fan of cruise directors. As many of you know, I'm friends with a couple of cruise directors, and I will be on the Carnival Celebration, hanging out with my friend Lee Mason, who is the cruise director on the Celebration, 2-time cruise director of the year. And anyway, I got an opportunity to have lunch with him, and I shared those videos with you. Interview / conversation we had in San Juan at a great little place to eat there in San Juan. And the question is, would you rather have dinner with your favorite cruise director? So you get to pick of all the cruise directors out there, you get to have dinner with your favorite cruise director, or you get to have dinner with the captain of the ship. Have any of you ever had dinner with the captain, your own private table with the captain of the ship, or your own private table with your favorite cruise director? Which would you choose? Would you take dinner with the captain or dinner with your favorite cruise director? Interested to see this. Oh, Anne, we haven't seen you here in a long time. Great to see you, Anne. Yes, Anne. Yes. I had thought about you once. I saw you on Facebook, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen Anne here in a long. We got Sammy here. I don't know if I said hi to you yet, Sammy, but good to see you here again. All right. Tony G says, cruise director. Cruise Life TV. Oh my God, cruise director. Sammy, cruise director. Carnival Cruise Addict, cruise director for sure. Tim G, cruise director. Cruise director. Captain, so much to learn. Brad says the captain. Joanne, cruise director. Ken, cruise director. Fireball Steve, cruise director. Ali D, cruise director. Naughty Cruiser Travelog, cruise director. Seg, Ted, Liz, everybody is cruise director. Okay. So now that you've all said cruise director pretty much, except for Brad, you got to tell me which one. All right. So who is your favorite cruise director? So if you're having dinner or lunch with your favorite cruise director, put in the comments who that cruise director is. Now that most of you have chosen the cruise director to have dinner with, let's find out who your favorite cruise directors are so we could see who everybody likes so much. Well, I have another drink. And while I'm waiting for your responses, and we see we got some new comments here. Yoli was cruise director, and our favorite is Joey. Okay, so Frankie says Cookie. Lourdes, oh, that's cruise director, but depends on the ship if I choose the captain. Okay, that's cool. And look, Anita has come in the office. I don't know if she's going to get into the camera or not. Richard says, Captain, I'm a truck driver. I like to know more about the ship. Cruise Life TV. Donkey, who is not a cruise director anymore, but he's kind of like a cruise director mentor. Joanne says, Lee or Cookie. Lourdes, Lee for sure. Ollie D, Cookie. Ted, Lee. Anne, 5 months. 5 months for what, Anne? To the next cruise? Carnival Cruise Addicts, Lee Mason now, used to be John Heel back in the day. Jimbo for Mempho, Lee or the Scotsman. Frankie was amazing, Liz says. Cookie or Kindle Fire. It's the first Kindle Fire one. The Scotsman's gotten a couple. Shane says, crap, sorry I'm so late. Hey, no worries, Shane. Unfortunately, Shane, you didn't win, by the way. Yoli won the shirt. And let's see. Tim says Lee, since we can't pick Donkey. Well, you can pick Donkey. I'm sure Donkey would still have dinner with you. He's just not a cruise director anymore. Cheryl says Lee Mason or Cookie. Tony G, Lee Mason, or as he is British. Okay. Carnival Cruise Addicts. Anita! I want to have dinner with you and not the cruise director. Joanne says, hi, Anita. Yoli says, hi, Anita. Fireball Steve. Hello, Anita. Tim, hi, Anita. North Shore Travelers is having dinner with Lee. Cheryl says, love Donkey, but he's not on the list. North Shore Travelers says, hi, Anita, as well. Naughty Cruiser Travel Vlogs. I would say Joey and Kendall. I've had time with Lee. Okay, that's cool. Cheryl says, hi, Anita. Lourdes says, I'll see Lee coming October 1st. And Dolan, yes, 5 months till your next cruise. A couple months for me. Frankie says, hello, Anita.
Hey, everybody.
Cruise Life TV. Donkey was a cruise director. Fill in last. Oh, okay. Very cool. So, yeah, technically, I get it. He's still a cruise director sometimes. Ben says, hello, Anita. Seg says, hello. Justin says, dinner with the cruise director. Ann says, the 54. Oh, okay. The 50 and over, the better. Okay, that was a little mixed up there. Joanne, Anita, you have to do these vlogs with Coach. Yes. That's what I keep saying, Joanne. Thank you. And I appreciate that you put it into all caps, because I keep telling her the same thing. Yes. It would be better. We would have double the subscribers, right? Justin says, Lee. Will says, hey, Anita. And Michelle says, hi, Anita. All right. So I didn't, I said Anita might pop in and say hello. And, right here at the end of the show, as a matter of fact, we just hit an hour. And look at that. We saved the last 5 minutes for Anita here.
Love you guys.
Ben says, Coach, you need to make Anita your co-host. You know what? I have no problem with that. It's just, she's got to want to be on camera, and she doesn't want to be on camera too often. So
I'm on a vacation, so my hair's all a mess, and I'm just.
Brad says, vote for Anita as co-host. Yeah, we're not. Trust me, we're not keeping Anita from coming behind the camera. I promise you that. We try to get her on the camera. The trick is trying to get her on here. She doesn't always want to come on. So thank you, everybody. That was a fun hour. I mean, I don't know if I'll forget anytime soon the all new to Would You Rather free cruise question. That was a funny one. And thank you for your funny responses. Tim says, you're beautiful the way you are. Jason, good night, Coach, and everyone. Yoli says, double the shots, double the super chats if Anita's on the. You see that? Double the shots. You know what? Somebody should get Anita to do it.
Already done.
We will stay on here.
No.
We will stay on here another 5 minutes if somebody wants to get Anita. Make her do it. Make her do a shot on the air. Make her do a shot. Somebody quick.
I'm out of here.
Do a super chat. No, don't let her leave. Don't let her leave. Okay, let me just say, let's see. Yeah, Naughty Cruisers, thank you. Have a great night. Frankie Floyd, dang, that was fast. Yeah, it was. Fireball Steve, good night. Robert, thank you. Great show. Brad H, great show. Cruise Life, great time night. All don't forget, give thumbs up. Oh, yes, thank you. Thank you for that Cruise Life TV. Yeah, if you could hit that thumbs up before you close out the screen, that would be great. T-Boat, thank you so much. I love these lives. Thanks for making it so fun. Ted, that was fun. Thank you, and I appreciate that. Hey, Coach. Oh, Controversial Cruiser. We got Scott here. Look at that, Frankie Floyd. You got to do a shot. Frankie Floyd. That's for a shot for Anita, right? Frankie? Oh, yeah, it is. We're gonna call it.
Well.
We're gonna call it.
Get tilted.
We're gonna make it. She's been sneaking some of the smoke wagon anyway. And Frankie, let's put you down here so don't forget. So, Frankie, you are 11 through 20.
Every now and
Tim
then
was 1 through 10. Okay, so look, for those of you that stayed on, you get to see Anita doing a shot. Frankie, we'll put that as a $10 shot. Cheers. For Anita. One gulp. There we go. All right.
Woo!
There you go. Good job there. Way to finish that out, Frankie. Way to finish that out.
Woo.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Thanks for all the super chats, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Tuesday.